Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Budget Mech Zoo, fully updated for the post-buffs Snip-Snap Rise of Shadows metagame. Zoo Warlock is an iconic Hearthstone deck. It's the real basic deck of Hearthstone. It fights for the board, it's pretty aggressive, but it's not a pure aggro deck. Rather, it tries to control the board and overwhelm the opponent and win the game through that. So there's lots of fighting for the board. Positioning is extremely important, where you put your minions. You have lots of things that you can think about on using your death rattles, when you proc those death rattles, when you let them be unprocced, so that they give you some protection against board clears. There are lots of ways to buff minions with the magnetic things, with Grim Rallies, with Direwolf Alphas. Just a deck that really teaches you how to play Hearthstone. This particular version of the deck costs 1420 dust, that is not including Snip-Snap of course. Snip-Snap is free for all players up until the first days of July, after which obviously it will cost 1600 dust. Because this is built on a budget, it doesn't use Magic Carpet. Magic Carpet is part of the most common zoo builds at the moment, but those are a bit different builds. They use a lot more 1-drops and then Magic Carpet to give them rush and try to control the board that way. In contrast, this deck is a mech deck, so it uses mech death rattles like Replicating Menace, like Snip-Snap, like Mecharoo. Taking advantage of all these mechs, their death rattles, the magnetic ability so that you can fuse mechs together. Snip-Snap goes into other mechs, Wargear goes into other mechs, Replicating Menace goes into other mechs. So it achieves board control by being sticky, being difficult to remove, and then being able to use existing minions on the board to buff them up and use that as a pseudo type of charge effect. When you mulligan with this deck, you're mainly looking for your 1-drops. There's Flame Imp, there's Mecharoo, there's Voidwalker. You really want these. And then after those you want to build some sort of a curve. Like Voidwalker and Direwolf Alpha can for example be a very powerful combination, because then you have the Voidwalker on 1, it's unlikely to die, Direwolf Alpha can come in and buff it. There's stuff like Mecharoo and Evil Genius can be a powerful combination. Mecharoo comes out on 1, Evil Genius can eat the Mecharoo, give you some lackeys. These sorts of various combinations. And you're looking for ways to go forward from there. Also, if you can keep something like Scarab Egg together with an Evil Genius and maybe even a Grim Rally, then that would be pretty sweet. Because then you can Scarab Egg for 2 mana, for 3 mana you can then Evil Genius the Scarab Egg, and then you can Grim Rally one of the tokens to buff up your board. There are just lots and lots of things that you can do with this deck. Try to think about how you maintain your death rattles on the board, how you be annoying and difficult to remove, how you do your buffs and how you position your minions. Because Direwolf Alpha, for example, is a very powerful card. If you have a bunch of tokens next to it, you can just trade them off one by one in order to use that for board control. But that chain gets broken easily. If you have like a Mecharoo next to Direwolf Alpha and your tokens are on the other side of that Mecharoo, then you can't use the power of the Direwolf Alpha because the Mecharoo dies and it creates the new token, but that one cannot attack, so your chain is broken. So typically what you want is you want your death rattle minions on the far left side of the board, and the more expendable tokens on the right, and then the Direwolf Alpha comes in and then you can just sacrifice those minions one by one as needed. In order to contest the current meta with Snip-Snap being able to magnetize a lot of stuff, then this deck is now currently running 2 copies of Spellbreaker. 2 silence effects is very useful. You face stuff like Mech Paladins, you can silence away their big mechs. You face stuff like Freeze Mages, you can even silence your own minions to hit more if you are missing just a little bit of damage. This Budget Zoo build is based on the build that I made in May. That was already before the nerfs, and now there's also the buffs in. And I changed 4 cards based on the static previous deck. Thanks to Reddit's success that had several thousand games played, so I was able to get a good look at the statistics. And that's why I removed the Frostwolf Warlord and the Harvest Golem. So that opened up 4 slots for the deck, and I used those slots to put in 1 more Spellbreaker, to put in Snip-Snap of course, and to put in a pair of Henge Clan Hogsteeds. Just trying to work out a little bit of early game for this deck. Henge Clan Hogsteed is currently probably the weakest card in the deck. It has sometimes been able to shine, sometimes it doesn't do a whole lot. So if you're looking to include any tech cards, then this is probably the slot that you can use. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Budget Mech Zoo in action. Let's see. Target should be winning before turn 8. Yeah, but if I can put in cards that help me win more before turn 8, then that makes up for not having Forest Shade. So instead of having Forest Shade, if I have more cards that win before turn 8, then that can also be good. Will be very difficult to beat a warrior, of course. I have to kill the returning rover. He kept all the cards too, so he should have pretty solid hand. Now I can choose between tapping and playing the Henge Clan Hogsteed. That's a tough choice. Both options have their merits. I think I want the Hogsteed out there. We'll see. So if warrior keeps everything, he has Warpath, he may have Brawl.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay. I don't want to let him draw multiple cards, because he most likely has Warpath. Should be almost certain. But I could do a little bit of Grim Rallying here. That's possible. I can hit there. I can do Evil Genius on this one. I have also the alternative to Soulfire the Acolyte. How am I building a board? Right now I'm not. So I'll just do it like this. On 3 mana, he can't do double Warpath. He can do Hero Power Shield Slam, he could do 1 Warpath. Next turn he can do double Warpath, which is kind of awkward. So it's a Bomb Warrior. Double Lackey is not that attractive. Not sure about Soulfire either. I will tap and take a little bit of a look. Soulfire is just so likely to lose me stuff. But trading into the 3/3 isn't great either. Next turn he can play a Militia Commander. I think I do take the trade. I play Voidwalker Mekaru. I'll take the trade and hit face. He can play Militia Commander and kill the Voidwalker. Warpath doesn't do much of anything here. So that's going to draw. Okay. This is all fine. Next turn could be a Brawl turn. I probably have to lead the 1/2 up. And that's what this looks like. It looks like replicating Menace on here. And Kobold Lackey to kill the Fairy Dragon. So this is actually the tempo. This is the tempo build of Bomb Warrior. So he doesn't have Brawl. This build doesn't run Brawl, but it does run double Warpath. Dino-Medic is unlikely to do anything. But he has a Rush minion, which could beat Ciliax. I have 8 plus 6. So I have 14 on 14 plus 2. I have 16 from hand and board. And there could be a Ciliax. I can silence a Ciliax, of course. Maybe the positioning was not optimal. He heals a lot with the Ciliax, that's the thing. He can play Ciliax into Warpath next turn. So I could also play like Defender of Argus here. Hit and Lackey. I probably need to do that. Not ideal. He can do Militia Commander Warpath. Oh, that's actually really bad. No, I didn't play around Militia Commander Warpath. That's my bad. Probably should have done that. Because Militia Commander Warpath is good here. Celiax doesn't do anything. If there's Militia Commander and Warpath, then that's good. Yeah. Should have played around that one, of course. That was my bad. I need threats on this board, so I need to drop in a Spellbreaker. I might lose because I did that play. That was suboptimal. Can't afford to make suboptimal plays in bad matchups. Well, Elec does absolutely nothing. And that does Fairy Dragon. But because he's playing the tempo build, he didn't have enough removal. I don't think that build is optimal. But some people are saying that this is the way to play Bomb Warrior. Am I fast enough against Murlocs with this hand? We'll see. I'm assuming Murlocs, he kept 4 cards. That really makes me think Murlocs. How many silence cards should we be running? Well, I'm running 2 now. So it's... Can it really be a Control Shaman who just did a full keep? I didn't think Control Shaman would ever be able to do a full keep, but who knows? It's probably Murlocs, right? Pair of Slurpers. I can only get rid of 1. And he has a pair of lackeys now, so he could also coin. But I mean, this has got to be a Grim Rally turn, isn't it? I mean, I could also play a Flame Imp. Then he could trade the Slurper into the Direwolf Alpha. He might be able to do that with a Lackey anyway. He plays Murlocs. I can play a Grim Rally next turn. I can play Grim Rally next turn, I believe. I believe I can play it next turn. But I already told him that I have it in hand, so that was of course a mistake if I don't intend to play it. Hogsteed isn't terrible. I could also just do Trade and Flame Imp. I could also not trade and just hit face. I still don't know the archetype for sure. What if it's some kind of overload deck that runs the... I actually think I need to do this. It could be some kind of overload deck. Maybe this was incorrect. I'm just afraid of the Thunderhead. Yeah, I'm too afraid of the Thunderhead. This was not correct. Getting double comboed like this was pretty sweet. I do like a good Explodinator. I gotta go with this line. I was a little bit too afraid of Thunderheads here, I think. Should Spellbreak always be picked over Owl? Not always, but in this kind of deck, yes. Owl is too weak to be of any use to you, Spellbreaker provides you with a minion as well. This is not... I mean, what is he even playing? Is this a Control Shaman after all? Because he has Celiax. That's just crazy stuff. So maybe it's actually Control Shaman. I'm not going to beat that. Now am I? I don't think I'm going to beat that. Then he just has removal for days. I mean, Control Shaman never loses to Zoo. He has just played so weird that I didn't recognize the archetype.
That belongs in a museum.
Well, that's an interesting card for sure. Kill Harrison. Then I'll push face, but I mean soon he's going to have the... He might even already have the walking fountain this turn. I can't deal with that. So I didn't recognize the archetype. I guess we're playing these cards. He could have Haggatha's scheme. That would be one big scheme. But he can also have hexes and stuff, so... What else can I do, really? Get all of this going and hit him in the face. He can still coin a walking fountain, but he could have coined a walking fountain last turn. So if he had a walking fountain, he would have already played it. That can draw him another Earthshock. Potentially. Yeah. It could have also drawn another Lightning Bolt. It didn't have to be an Earthshock. So he didn't get to Hexes yet, but he will soon. Six. I need another 4. So first we're tapping. Then we're evil geniusing the useless bomb. Did not find an answer. That's tough. Do I have to kill the Talnos? Because he can have Lightning Storm. Well, this one has Rush. Probably need to kill the Talnos. Just can't find the lethal here. He's going to get a walking fountain, right? Probably, yeah. Walking fountain is going to heal him up so much. Or he can get to Hexes, get rid of some of these bombs. So that draws him a Lightning Bolt now. He already has the Hex in hand. That would draw another Lightning Bolt.
Shall we make a storm?
So that's a Lightning Bolt that he's using here. Then he needs to Hex the other one, right? No, he discovered the silence. Oh, that was so good. Discovering a silence was really good. But that's not... He still has a Hex, right? He can Hex that bomb. Oh, he heals to 12. 5, yeah, ouch. Five, 10, 11. Lethal. These are probably the types of cards I want against Shaman. I have to assume it's Murloc Shaman. Probably need that Mekaru out there. Shaman kept 3 cards. Always feels bad when they do that. But that is just a Slurper. It could be Control Shaman too. I mean, it's possible. I think I want to play these minions out there. I was contemplating playing the Juggler, but I thought Juggler might be too risky in case there's a good Lackey. 2 damage lackey. I didn't want to discover spell lackey. Right. That's probably fine. Henge Clan Hogstead. Not yet. Grim Rally. Would I Grim Rally? How much tempo do I need? Probably not going to Grim Rally yet either. I just punch face. Is this actually a control shaman then? Why do they all keep so many cards? How is it possible for control shaman to have so many good cards that they want to keep their whole hand? I don't understand. That kind of mulligan never happens with control shaman. Rockbiter. So this could be some kind of overload build. So what if he plays the Thunderhead next turn and starts playing some overload cards? I think I can do with the Explodinator now. Let's try this. Here comes the Thunderhead. That was the worst case scenario. So then how many, what kind of minions? Well, that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it might be. So now this can be token, this can be aggro. So many options. But do I have to kill that Thunderhead? Because I totally can. It's just a question of which way. I mean 3 plus 2 is 5. I can probably kill it with this line, right? Juggler, Hogstead. This gives me 75% to kill it. I think 75% to kill it is enough. This one now needs to hit. Actually, this gives me 100% to kill it. I don't know what I was talking about. 75% to kill it so that I don't have to use my board. All of it. Well, I ended up having to use all of it, which is of course bad. But I got rid of the Thunderhead. Now I'm reading that this is actually a more aggressive variant of Shaman. Had a lightning bolt for that. Slightly unfortunate. Okay, we're tapping a little bit here. We're explodinating a bit here. It could, of course, also be a control shaman. They sometimes like to put in bad cards into the decks. We'll see. A bonus lightning bolt. Oh, double Earthen Might. That's a pretty strong. And go face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Interesting line. Can have like Doomhammer, Rockbiter kind of stuff. I mean, with 7 mana, that means that I could play Soulfire on this together with 2 other cards. So I could choose between the Direwolf Alpha and Defender of Argus and the Direwolf Alpha and the Replicating Menace. Do I just want taunt minions against a build like this? No, I want to kill him first. I will try that approach. I will try the I will kill him first approach here. We'll see what happens. That was a tough decision. Whether I use a taunt minion or not. But I figured I will try to just kill him. Instead of trying to be a bit more defensive. This could still be a control shaman, I don't even know. Nope, not a control shaman. So does he have lethal next turn? He can have 10 from the rock. He could have lethal with Rockbiter Lava Burst, right? That would be lethal. 6, 7, 9. 1 damage from the Evil Genius, and that's a win. This goes in first. Then comes the evil genius. No damage from the evil genius. Okay. If I tap... Grim Rally is an out. So far is an out. Direwolf Alpha is an out. There are some outs remaining. I don't trust those outs. If he has Lava Burst, he wins. Tough. Rock by the Lava Burst is a win. Double Lava Burst is not.
Lightning can strike twice.
Well, that's just 14 damage. That's why I didn't tap. Because I figured there was a chance that... I figured that the probability that I draw lethal is less than the probability that he is missing one of the two spells, Rockbiter or Lava Burst. But it could also be Cyclone. I might try with a hand like this. Alright, let's go. We start with the Voidwalker. What kind of mage? Mage kept 2 cards. I'm betting on Freeze Mage, but I'm not completely sure. I'm taking a bit of a risk here. I'm playing the Knife Juggler out there, because Knife Juggler requires an answer for him, from him. So he has to play something. Maybe he doesn't. Okay. Maybe he doesn't have to play anything. Let's see. Get some bombs on the field. He can't do Frost Nova Doomsayer yet. Let's see. I have a Grim Rally. Bombs are scary. This could be a Cyclone Mage, there could be a Sorcerer's Apprentice turn coming. That could be very powerful. Sorcerer's Apprentice, freezing stuff. Evocating Mana Cyclones. See? That's what I'm talking about. And there's going to be the Mana Cyclone. He doesn't even need the evocation. He wants to ping too. That was a good turn. A Sea Giant. Whoa. Didn't see that coming, eh? Nope, I did not. That Sea Giant. Now if there's a Conjurer's Calling, that might just win the game right here. So what do? I can't really get rid of this stuff. Not even with the Grim Rally. I think I need the... So I do get the Goblin Lackey. But even that's not strong enough, is it? I don't think that's strong enough either. Because I can only kill the mirror images. I can't even kill his board. So Conjurer's Calling is of course game at the moment. That would be... He only has 2 cards left and then random cards.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Second Apprentice. Then there's random spells. Okay, so what are those random spells? That's now the crucial point. That's a good random spell. What more? That's a good random spell. Okay, what more? That's a good random spell. Okay, he got good random spells. What can you do? What can you do? Direwolf Alphas, but... I need to try with the Knife Juggler here, of course. Get some knives going. Maybe I can kill. Maybe I can actually kill a Sorcerer's Apprentice here. That's the goal. I was able to kill one Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's something. It's probably not enough, but he only has 3 cards. So he needs to have some good cards now. Maybe he only has bad cards left. There's 11 damage on board. He has more good cards. That is annoying when that happens. You need to kill the Knife Juggler. So you still need to trade in the Knife Juggler. So maybe I can do this. Because I can kill the Sea Giant. And the Celiacs.
Computing.
They're actually both dead already on board. He will be healed to 28. So I could tap and play Explodinator. 1 random spell, 1 other card. I think tap Explodinator is correct. Grim Rally does not change that. Nope. So I will trade the minions and I will play the Explodinator. He is at 25, of course. And, like, that random spell could be a Pyroblast. And then I'll just die. Mountain Giant is not easy to play here. I thought the preemptive ping would have been fine. That could be a Fireball. That kills me in a couple of turns too. So that's a little annoying. Replicating Menace. Here. Should have played it here. Yeah, this was a mistake. Sorry about the poor positioning. Yeah, that was a mistake. I thought too long.
Must destroy.
I think this is fine. Alternative was to put him down to 11 and be dead to a Fireball next turn. Maybe I should have done that. Because this is not a lethal setup now. The secret. So it was not a Fireball. That's good news. 15 damage here. Could be Ice Barrier. I need to tap and go down to 5, right? I think I need to tap and go down to 5. Then I want to play the Scarabek first. We check for the Entity. Then we check for the Vaporize. I don't have the damage now. I didn't have the damage. He's not going to have a Fireball in that deck. Not a native Fireball, I don't think. But he might get some random effects going. Okay. So far is potentially lethal, but that could be a counter spell. First play this, see if there's a counter spell. Oh, there was no counter spell. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.